Next, we're going to install MySQL Workbench. It's similar to PHP-MyAdmin, but also has a few bells and whistles that we may want to utilize. Let's go to the download link, and you'll be taken to this page. Now, if you read carefully, you'll see that there are actually a couple of other things that need to be installed in order for MySQL Workbench to work. One of those is Visual C++, and the other is Microsoft.NET. I already have .NET, and you may too, but we're going to need to install this one. If you need both, the installation is the same. So let's click here. It'll take you to this page and ask to select the language. Next, it'll ask you whether you have a 64-bit computer or 32. Click 64 if you have that, which is what I do. Click Next. It's going to start your download. It's fairly small. So now that that's downloaded, we'll just click on the executable, click Run. It'll open up and ask you for you to agree, install, and it only takes a second, and now you have it installed. Simply close this. Let's go back to the original page, and now we're ready to install MySQL Workbench. It uses something called the MySQL installer, so we're going to go ahead and download that from its download page. If you scroll down a little further, it'll have two different options for you. Let's use the smaller one, as it doesn't download anything we don't need. Scroll down. You don't have to use or sign up anything. Just click No Thanks, Start My Download. Save file. It too is fairly small, so let's open it. You may get a small warning, but this is from Microsoft, it's harmless. Click OK, Run. It may ask if you want to upgrade. Just say no for now. I accept. Next. Now we only want part of this, so we're going to go to Custom. Next. Open Applications. MySQL Workbench. Continue opening. And select MySQL Workbench. Now if you don't have all the necessary components, this will be grayed out and it'll tell you what you're missing. Just click over here once you're done, and click Next. That's it. Now we're ready to execute. And it's begun the installation. Once the installation is complete, just hit Next, and it'll ask if you want to launch. We will. And that's going to bring us to the setup. Now, to create a new connection, simply click the plus right here, and you'll see the connection window. First, let's give it a name. Let's call it Example Database. Next, we have the connection info. If you're connecting to a server, you may have to modify this a bit to connect to the right place, but for now, we're connecting to the instance we just made, which is local, so this is all already correct. Next, click OK. And now we actually have one set up. There may be a short warning, but it's just telling you that Workbench and the MySQL version we installed are different. It's no big deal. And now you've created the connection so that you can see the database that we created earlier. Now there's nothing in this database yet, but we'll go over that in our next video. For now, let's just talk about the differences in installation if you're not on a Windows machine. If you're on a Mac, you can get the same file we did earlier at the provided URL here. Once it's downloaded, double-click the downloaded file, and then drag MySQL Workbench icon onto the application folder. Once that's done, you can now launch the MySQL Workbench from the Applications folder, or from the command line. If you want to do it from the command line, the command is below. If you're on Linux, then you can get the download from Workbench by selecting your system from the Selected Operations System menu, but you can also get it automatically. All you have to do is type sudo apt-get update, hit enter. Quite a few things may load depending on what updates you need. Once that's done, type sudo apt-get MySQL Workbench, and it should install it for you. That's it. Now that we have all the tools installed, next time we'll go over how to create databases, tables, and columns. This has been brought to you by CreativeOnlineSchool.com.